if I have to give you a very factual response, I would say the team in India was really not geared up, if I may say that, because we knew that it was coming. We knew lockdown is coming, as we had seen it happening in other countries, especially US and certain other Asian countries. We had seen that deluge happening, but in India, we were not such a big team, right? We were a small team, and we were just stepped up. We started our operations, and we didn't know what to expect. But at that moment of time, with such a small team, we didn't have any option to sit back, relax, and look at the dashboard in the number of users that are coming in. But we were literally working 20, 24 hours a day almost, and trying to service as many customers as possible. And I would like to thank my team for that, because they all stepped up, whatever small number of people we had back then, to be able to cater to the requirements coming in from all the customers. So that's what we never looked at the number of users. We never looked at the dashboards. We didn't have the time and opportunity to do so. I would like to put it on record that we are not a product. We are a platform of collaboration, and we offer collaboration services. And what you see out here, the video component is just one component of it. There are multiple aspects to this, and we have a complete collaboration solution for the largest of the large enterprise to even a small time, medium sized organization as well. So with that, I mean, you rightly mentioned, right? People are getting back to work. Now there are two things. First is if you have to look at what happened during the pandemic, let's look at that. Well, when the pandemic came in, there was still a set of people. There were a set of people who were not using video or were not so comfortable with video. And then we had the new generation who didn't have to be told about video. They were using video even while they were walking on the street, or be it airport, or traveling in their car. They always used to chat, or talk or interact with their loved and near ones, friends, colleagues over video rather than voice. With the pandemic, the earlier set of people who were not using video have realized the benefit of video. That's point number one. So that transformation happened overnight, right? What couldn't happen over a period of years, people used to push back. Oh, I don't want to use video. There is no enough bandwidth. I don't want to try it. I'm not comfortable. I don't want to be seen. And suddenly they were pushed to a video platform, and the need to use video came up. So hence, when this during the pandemic, people started using it. Suddenly, they've started realizing the benefits of collaboration. They've started seeing the benefits of video. Why have a phone call when I can talk to somebody over a video, and also understand the person's reaction, the reality, and whether he's really, saying what is really behind it, right? So gone are the days when you are saying that I'm stuck up in Koramangala, where you're actually at Bannerghatta Road, right? So it's gone are those days. You can be on video and literally see that. So benefits of collaboration, such as the reduction in travel, increased productivity, reduction in costs of infrastructure, etc. Companies have realized that benefit. Employees have realized that benefit. People have realized that benefit. Individuals have realized that benefit. As a result, collaboration is here to stay. It's not that it is temporary. You rightly mentioned, but you cannot take away the human touch entirely, right? We cannot say that, okay, everything will move to the virtual world and humans will forget meeting and greeting each other. That's not going to happen. Probably we'll return back to old days, but hybrid ways are here to stay. Collaboration will be a lot of part of it. Many people, many employees will continue to work remotely while taking the benefit of working from home or remote cities, and employers will continue to benefit from it because of lower cost of infrastructure, etc. So hybridization is going to stay, and that's the way forward. We will have to change. We'll have to adapt to this new normal, be it hybrid workforce or be it working from home, and so on and so forth. Right? Our cities are already congested, roads are traffic full. The people cannot reach from one destination to another for hours. You can reach from probably 2 hour flight and reach to a Middle Eastern country, or in South Asian countries during the flight time, but person wouldn't have reached from one end of Bangalore or Mumbai to another end of Mumbai. So that's what we need to realize. We need to adopt the hybrid way of working. So first and foremost, you need to understand that Zoom is a collaboration platform. We are not a repository of information. What I mean by that is we don't store any information, right? So that's point number one. The information that we have is your name, your email address, and if any billing information that you have shared with us, which is in terms of your billing address and if there are any payment details, etc. Right. So if you've chosen to give that, if you're a freemium user, you don't even have to worry about that. We only have your name and email address. That is the only data we have access to. All of the data is transient data. That means if this meeting ends, there's no data stored anywhere. It just goes away. It's like your phone call. Now, there are certain features like recording, for example. You may choose to record it on the Zoom cloud, or you may choose to record it locally on your PC. Well, again, if you're storing it on your PC, well, it is a local saving again. It's not going anywhere else. You can disable the cloud-based recording, etc. So point number one. Let me make it very clear. We have only limited amount of data, and the data what we have is what you've given us in terms of your creation of ID or for billing purposes. That's the only data we have. We don't store any of the data. We are not a data storage repository kind of a organization. So that's point number one. Point number two, as far as infrastructure in India is concerned, we already have infrastructure in India. We have data centers in India through which the data gets connected. All the paid users go through the India-based data centers. One is in Mumbai, one is in Hyderabad, and those data centers have been up and running for quite some time. And in fact, we may expand further, or our expansion will depend on the kind of users and the kind of market share that we have. So we are absolutely keen in terms of market demands and to meet the market requirements. That is point number two. Point number three is in terms of government laws. Well, we are a multinational company, and as you rightly mentioned, we are based in the US. Now, as far as the rules and regulations or law of the land is concerned, let me make it very clear. We follow the laws of every country that we are located in, including India. If we are based in India, we have a sizable operation out here, and India is one of the most important markets as well for Zoom. There is no reason why we will not follow any rules and regulations laid down by the government of India. We will comply by it, and as and when any data privacy and data security laws are put into force, we will make every possible effort to ensure that we comply with it. The key thing that we would talk about is, looking after the rural areas, and that's one of the key aspects. I think I would not say that my suggestions or my recommendations would be for the finance minister in per se, but it would be towards the government of India, because I think the future of our country is in those rural areas. We have key metro areas. Well, they are already bulging to the brim with so many people around it. But the growth or the next level of growth comes from the rural area, and not only the growth, but also the development of those areas, far-flung eastern part of our country, or be it northeastern part of the country. Those are the ones which we need to focus on in terms of development, in terms of connectivity, in terms of digital experience, in terms of health. And it's not only about the Zoom meetings, but just imagine the power of collaboration or digital disruption that can be brought to these areas. Like, for example, these far-flung areas have a lot of issues in terms of healthcare systems. Women and children health. There are so many malnourished children. If these kids and if these people have good connectivity, I'm sure we can extend so much of healthcare facilities to them and improve those areas, bring them forward. Right? I think that's where our focus has to be, and that's how we need to collectively come out as a country. That's what I would say is my recommendation. And I think our government of India has been doing a lot of initiatives in that direction, and respected Prime Minister Modi has been very hugely focused on that, and I think that's a great initiative.